Okay, here we are for round two. We would definitely like to play. And this hand looks okay. Would like to see some white mana, obviously. I think it's going to be... It's a fairly decent hand. Let's see. Let's go ahead and try to keep this. I think because we have such a low curve in our deck that keeping a hand like this is more okay than if our curve was any higher. Looks like our opponent is still just waiting to see what to do. He's probably checking out our deck. In the meantime, let's go take a quick look at his. So he is blue-white, and he's got some tappers. Looks like he has some bounce, Nather Adept, and a big Sphinx. Okay, so we want to try to keep the game from going too long. At this point, we are just going to run out our Stormblood. Hopefully we can pick up some white mana. Now this was a sort of somewhat questionable keep, just because, like we didn't have the second color source. We only had 2 mana, so it could have gone either way. I typically am on a little bit on the greedier side of keeping, but I still think that this was a good keep. We're definitely going to want to, well, we could incinerate his guy here. It is kind of costing him some mana at this point, so like what we could do is we could wait until next turn and then just see what he plays. We're not entirely sure that we're racing because we don't have our other color source yet, so we may just want to be a little bit more defensive. If he doesn't make any plays, we're going to try to play it in a turn. This way, even if he has the cancel, we can potentially make a play on our turn. And he's got the stave off, looks like. So allowing him to stave off there may have not been the best play, but at the same time, we're not exactly super aggressive here. He could have played a bigger creature and could have actually started racing us. So it's hard to say whether or not inserting that on our turn was correct. But either way, we definitely need to draw some mana here. Looks like he is stuck on land. So are we, unfortunately. And Frost Breath. Okay. Hopefully Ponder does not get him out of this rut. Okay, that's definitely a start. At this point, we're probably just going to start racing in the air. Like, we could drop the Automaton here, which is fine. But he's got the Warhorse on the ground. And we don't really have a good way to... I suppose we draw another Plains, we could play Pacifism and Stormfront Pegasus. So, let's take a look. What kind of thing do we want to name? We've got 1 human, We have a few humans here, actually. We've got 2 griffins. So I think that, soldier is an option, just because we've got the 2 veterans, the timely reinforcements. We have the human wizard. So human soldier. I think soldier is probably the what we want to be calling here if we do play the automaton. I think we're just going to play the Pegasus here, just because we want to stay aggressive. Here we could trade for his Lawkeeper, but I think that he wants to be using his mana. I'm not sure if it's worth killing at this point. I think that we're just going to go ahead and try to race. He plays a big creature, we can always just pacify it. And here we definitely just run out the pacifism. Here we really hope to draw a land. If he bashes in with Lawkeeper here, we definitely trade. Now that he's got enough mana. Fortunately, we did not get the land. Okay, so at this point, what is our play? We could drop the automaton. However, it doesn't really do much for us right now. Let's see. We have 2 humans here. We could end up playing automaton for human. Could just drop down the Lavamancer. We don't have anything else to play it off, though, is the problem. So unfortunately here we just have to, I think we just drop the automaton. Yeah. I suppose, let's see, hold on, let's think about this for a minute. If we play Lavamancer, we need to get something into the yard in order to use it. We'd probably have to play Outrage first, so I think we just drop Automaton, kind of increase our threat, and make him sort of hold back a little bit more. Like, I mean, this way, if he attacks with Warhorse, we just double block with Stormblood and Automaton. Which is fine. This way we get something else into the yard, so now we can use Lavamancer. It just opens up some possibilities for us. Solemn Simulacrum, okay. Now he's probably going to try to go for Sphinx. So I guess he has a Doomblade. Or at least the ability to play Doomblade. Okay, unfortunately here, I mean, we could just Outrage. But then he can still tap down our flyer. That seems pretty awkward. If instead we play Griffin and then Outrage next turn, or we could just play like Lavamancer, but playing Lavamancer is such a waste of mana. I think the right play here has to be to just drop the Griffin. So now he's going to bash in with Solemn. We'll take 2, because we don't want to trade for Solemn if we can bash in the air. Like, we don't want him to see the extra card either. So he might play Sphinx here. Hopefully not. Yeah, it looks like he's got the Sphinx. Okay. That's unfortunate. Whew. Okay, so it's Gideon Jura or the other stuff. I mean, Gideon Jura is insane. So his deck is pretty good. He definitely took Gideon Jura. Lava Axe will help a lot in killing Gideon Jura, that's for sure. Whew, there's our Inferno Titan. Unfortunately, okay, so now we need to really plan on how to kill this Sphinx. If we drop down Lavamancer and draw a land next turn, we can kill Sphinx. He's just going to play Gideon next turn, force us to attack into all of his nonsense. So you really have to make a move quickly. Okay. So we just drop Lavamancer here. Pray to get a land. And pass. There's Gideon. Okay. It's going to push Gideon to 8. Yep. If he has the Doomblade also, we're... Oh, yuck. Okay. Definitely not looking good for us. Definitely going to redirect to Gideon. Okay. Alright, so we got the land. Let's see. Now if we... Alright. What is our play here? Well, we definitely tap Fire Slinger before we have to attack to hit Gideon. Bastion with everybody else. What are his blocks? This block's Solemn. This block's here. This block's there. Or this block's here. Can use Chandra's. We're going to lose the other flyer, unfortunately. So then we can Chandra's to kill the Sphinx, drop Gideon to 4. Otherwise, yeah, we just want to shoot Gideon first. Definitely want to shoot Gideon. Yes. Okay. Then I think we just see what he does. Yep, as I expected there. Okay. Like, it might have been correct to shoot the Peregrine before blockers, get Gideon down to 4, then attack with these 3, but then we can't kill Sphinx. Oh, it's hard to know which is better. I think this is a better play because, like, we have Lava Axe to kill Gideon next turn. Alright, so if we shoot the Sphinx... Yes, we want to redirect 2 damage to Gideon. Get him to 4. Lose our guys. So now he can get Gideon to 6. We get him to 5. Lava Axe him. Take a beating in the process. Oof. It's going to be close, that's for sure. Like, if he decides to just bash for 6, it could just be game if he pushes it. Yep. Yep, that's not looking good. So he gets us to 6. Okay. And then he can just tap us down and shorten the clock. Gets a Sentinel. Okay. Alright, so now what happens if we don't kill Gideon? I think we have to kill Gideon, but if we play Peregrine instead, Well, he just makes a 6/6 and swings. Yeah, I think we have to kill Gideon. We go to 2 potentially. Alright, so how does this play out? So if we kill Gideon, he taps our guy. Then he can bash for 4, bringing us to 2. Next turn, we play the Griffin. He taps it, he kills us. If we don't kill Gideon, we play the Griffin. He taps the Griffin in a turn, plays Gideon or attacks with Gideon anyways. We chump block. Still go to 2. Yeah, we're pretty much losing here. I mean, there's really no good answer here. Like, Gideon is definitely busted. Okay, we hope he just doesn't play well. I mean, if he does, we're dead anyways, so. Getting around Sphinx and Gideon is just a big tall order. And he's got the Ring Flesh also. Okay. Like, even if we play Titan, I think we still lose. Because we just go to 2. Yeah, we're dead. Yep. And we do not want to show him the Titan, so we just go on to game 2. So he has Ring Flesh, Doomblade, Sphinx, and Gideon. Okay. Definitely bring in Combust, for sure. What else do we want? Since he's blue, he might have Bounce. Although Mighty Leap does get a little bit better, just because he could potentially have flyers. Anything we want to take out here? I think Fling is actually maybe worse than Mighty Leap here. It's hard to say. Anything else we want to cut? Lava Axe is good because of Gideon. Not sure what else to cut here. Outrage is still good. All the other creatures are fine. Reinforcements is good. Actually, you know what? I think, well, I mean, Reinforcements is always good, but it may not be as good against him just because he's not as aggressive. I think I'm actually going to take that out to put in maybe Mighty Leap. Just for the additional trick. Like, it gets around Ring Flesh. It doesn't do much for, you know, Doomblade, but helps us kind of win those flyer wars. Let's try that. Okay, need to mulligan here. This hand is much better. Go ahead and lead out with the plains just in case we draw the Warhorse. Okay, now we just bash in and play the Blood Ogre. Here we just attack for 3 and drop the Veteran, and the next turn we Pacifism. We'll feign the stave off. Like, we could have Pacifism there, but honestly, it's better to get more damage out on the table before you remove the blocker. Yep, there's a Solemn. Okay. So, okay, what could we do here? We could pacify the Solemn Simulacrum, which is actually not the worst play. If that way we're still bashing with the Ogre, but... Like, we can't bash with Stormfront, we can't bash with Veteran then. So I think actually we need to... Like, if we attack with everybody, we can wait for the double block, get him that way. Not sure if we want a Chandras here, honestly. Like, we could just Chandras the Sentinel. I think we just pacify the Sentinel and then bash in with the rest. I mean, we bash in with the Ogre and the Stormfront. We don't trade this guy for Merfolk. That seems pretty terrible. Okay, now we can just safely Chandras the Griffin. He could have the stave off. Hopefully does not. Like, if he's got stave off here, it's pretty good. You can still bash with Stormfront, but I think stave off has to be the right play here. Or I mean, Chandras. If he's got it, he's got it. Yep, and he's got it, of course. So, now we just try to trade with Stormfront. Yeah, I mean, Stave Off is very good. Like, it's such a nice, versatile card. We just want to stop him from getting to 7 mana when he can drop his Sphinx. Hopefully that doesn't happen. Now the Peregrine is much, much better, now that our Chandra's out of the way. So here we need another Pacifism or some kind of effect. Okay. Alright, so here we drop Arsonist. We don't really have any good attacks, unfortunately. Bash in, kill the Merfolk, and then get Stormblood available eventually. Yeah. Basically need to have him not have Gideon Jura here or Sphinx. There's a lot of cards we need to make sure he does not have. Okay. Alright, so what's our play? If we name Soldier, we could make this guy a 4/4. Push in with him and Goblin. If we name Pegasus, we could not do anything. What about Human? If we name Human, we could get this guy to a 4/4. Problem is, if we do that, he just trades with 2 Coral Merfolk. Do we have any good plays? I think we attack with Arsonist, see what he does, see if we can whittle down some of the Coral Merfolk, then play the Automaton. Because, I mean, like, trading this guy for 2 of these guys is just not going to help us. Yeah. I think we just bash him with Arsonist, see what he does, try to get a Merfolk out of the exchange. He's got the Frost Breath. Okay, whatever. So, I mean, now... It may not be correct to it. Well, okay, what happens here? If we attack, we can push through 1 damage, he doesn't block, and then he just bashes in for a lot. That can't be right. I think we've got to sit. Like, we want to play the Stormblood. I mean, we can, if we attack, we can force the Stormblood through. Yeah, I think we have to attack with Arsonist here. Like, if he blocks, we get a Coral Merfolk. If he doesn't block, we get a Stormblood. Okay. So, I mean, and actually, it might be better just to take out, hit him down to 7, play the Stormblood. Yeah, I think that's actually better than killing the extra Merfolk. Yeah, I think that's better. So now we play this for human. He's going to start bashing in the air. Oof. If he's got more gas here, we're in trouble. Okay. Alright, so if we swing in for 4, what happens? Unfortunately, he double blocks here and gets us. Or double blocks. Yeah, there's just so many bad blocks for us here. Like, we can't allow him to attack us again without pushing for damage, though. Like, we have to break through this somehow. If we attack with both, what happens? We trade 1 for a Warhorse, and we trade another for some Coral Merfolk. I would just have to bash in. Like, we just have to break the momentum somehow. Like, Warhorse was such a beating right there. I mean, there's nothing we can do about it. It's just unfortunate. So we definitely kill Warhorse. Yeah, but like, we need some good answers here to get back into this game. Okay, so now if we draw like Titan, we can get back in. Don't really have any good attacks. I mean, we could attack with both of these guys. That would force something. If we attack with everybody, this blocks here, this blocks here. He goes to 2. We can draw like Incinerate to kill him. He can bash us in for 3, 5, 7, get us to 2. Let's see, if we attack with Warhorse and Blood Ogre, I think that might actually be right. I think we bash him with Blood Ogre and Warhorse. See what he does. Try to push some damage. Like, he can kill the Warhorse, but that's fine. Like, we don't give him any free kills this way. Like, he does draw a card off Solemn Simulacrum, but like, we have to get past that anyways. Like, we can trade this for Solemn, I suppose. Oh no, not. He won't have that option. We can trade Warhorse for Solemn. This way, like, if we draw like Lava Axe, like, we can still win. Oh, guess not. Okay. And he's got a trick. Doomblade? Ring Flesh. Sure. Here we need to play the planes just in case we draw the Titan. Like, if he Mind Rots us, we just lose. Gideon is a total beating right here. We needed to have him not draw Gideon, I think, for us to have a chance at this game. It's like everybody gets in and he kills us. Unfortunately, that is how this one plays out. Alright, we will see you for round 3.